All right, y'all, we are back one more time. Joe Biden decided to give an interview for the CBS Morning Show. Let's take a little look at it. Hear what old Joe got to say.
He's reflecting on the stakes for this election and on his legacy with Chief Election and Campaign Correspondent Robert Costa.
We're living through history.
We really are.
Let's begin with your decision. You're at your home, Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, late July with your family, and you make this historic decision. Tell me the story.
Well, look, the polls we had showed that it was a neck and neck race, would have been down to the wire. But what happened was a number of my Democratic colleagues in the House and Senate thought that I was going to hurt them in the races. And I was concerned if I stayed in the race, that would be the topic. You'd be interviewing me about why did Nancy Pelosi say, why did someone, and I thought it'd be a real distraction, number one. Number two, when I ran the first time, I thought of myself as being a transition president. I can't even say how old I am. It's hard for me to get it out of my mouth. And, but things got moving so quickly, it didn't happen. And the combination was that I thought it was a critical issue for me, still is not a joke, maintaining this democracy. But I thought it was important because although it's a great honor being president, I think I have an obligation to the country to do the most important thing we can do, and that is we must.
Did you hear what he said? He has an obligation to the country, not to himself. That's why you gotta admire Joe a little bit. You know what I'm saying? At least he has enough faculties to realize that he could be a hindrance on his own party. So he's doing what's best for his party, which would be best for the country. Trump doesn't think like that. So kudos to Jeff for that.
We must defeat Trump.
I saw those images of your family in the Oval Office sitting just over to your left as you addressed the nation. They came up to you after the speech. What did you say to them?
It's what they said to me. They said, my grandchildren call me Papa. My children call me Dad. And they said they were proud. And it mattered to me a lot.
When I saw you with your family in the Oval, I wondered, is he thinking of Bo, too?
Sell online and grow your business with
Virginia turned deadly when, on August 12th, Heather Heyer, a civil rights activist, was murdered in what the Justice Department called a hate-inspired act of domestic terrorism. Biden has long traced his decision to run in 2020 to that moment.
It really is the beginning of your journey to the presidency. As you look at American democracy 7 years later, how do you see it?
When
Still fucked. Excuse me.
I spoke to the mom who lost her daughter, it's a consequence of those neo-Nazis and white supremacists come out of fields in America with torches, carrying Nazi banners, singing the same sick anti-Semitic bile that was sung in Germany in the 30s. And when her daughter was killed, the press went to the then President Trump and said, "What do you think?" He said, "They're very fine people on both sides." I knew then. I knew I had to do something. And that's why I decided to run, because democracy was literally at stake. And and then he evidenced everything that we thought.
Democracy was at stake. They've been feeling like this for a little while, Joe. But say some folks who look like you that feel that way. And it's some folks who look like me that hate us. It's a crazy world, man. It's hard to tell who really got your back. And skin tone doesn't matter, as we can obviously see on both sides.
January 6th, when attack on the Capitol, talked about now because he's
now. Anytime I hear January 6th, I am going to bring this up from here on out. That is what I think eliminates Trump for being president of this country. that right there. Because either you lied about losing the election, or mentally you really didn't know that you lost the election, even after all those cases. And then you lied to your constituents more than anything. I mean, you didn't have the balls enough to tell them, hey, we lost. We're going to learn from this victory. We're going to kill him in 20. Well, not kill him, but we're going to win in 2020. But he lied to y'all. And up until this day, to this day, as my man Dante Wilder would say, to this day, he still would say that the election was stolen, at which he couldn't prove it as the president of the United States. He couldn't even prove one state. I was talking to a gentleman about that. He couldn't even prove one state was stolen.
He now talks about making sure they're all let out of prison. They're going to pardon them. Think of this. Every other time the Ku Klux Klan's been involved, they wore hoods so they're not identified. Under his presidency, they came out of those woods with no hoods.
He said they came out of the woods with no hoods. I like that, Joe. And on that note, I think you guys should watch the rest of the interview. It's very informative. You get his perspective of a man passing the torch. So no matter what you think about him, he is the current president. So you got to respect him that much. And I will say that. A lot of people, when I talk to MAGA fans, they say that I hate Trump. And my question is, do you hate Obama? And one actually said yes to me. He said yes, but he slipped up. He didn't mean to say yes. But nevertheless, I think it's that feel like they don't like Obama, so they or hate in some cases Obama. So they naturally feel that you hate Trump because we're on opposing sides. And like I tell them, I don't even know Trump to hate him. Now, do I like his policies? No. Do I think he's a great leader? No. But me hating him? Nah. He's still the president of the United States. Now, if he succeeds, that means the country succeeds. So at the end goal, that's what's most important. I think on both sides, we've lost that. It's like if I'm a Republican, the Democrats have to be wrong, and vice versa. If I'm a Democrat, the Republicans have to be wrong. And both of y'all wrong. But that is just my 2 cents. Let me get up out of here. Thank you guys so much for watching the videos. Like, subscribe, and share. I rarely say that. I rarely say that in the videos, but I think I got a 2 because ain't nobody doing it. Y'all supposed to just naturally do it, but I'm not naturally exciting. That's some. But in time, I guarantee you in time. But let me get up out of here. But thank y'all so much for the like, the subscribes, and the shares. And remember, without you, there is no moron. Peace. Watch the rest of the